Hello dear students and welcome to our English class. This is English for the 11th class and today's topic is grammar. We will be talking about the ing forms and the infinitives. In this lesson we'll try to describe when and where we use them, the ing form and the infinitives, to use them correctly in sentences and also to deal with tenses of the infinitives and ing form. Let's start. First we'll start with the ing form. What is an ing form? An ing form is a simple verb taking an ing and usually it becomes a noun, and we'll sometimes call it gerunds. When do we use the ing form or gerund? Firstly, we use them as a subject or object of a verb. For example, reading is my favorite activity, or my favorite activity is reading. Secondly, after certain verbs such as admit, deny, mind, miss, continue, suggest, etc. For example, she suggested meeting at 8. So the verb suggest takes an ing form. We use the ing form after verbs which express likes and dislikes. For example, she likes cycling. She hates walking in the rain. We use the ing form after some or certain expressions. For example, can't help, it's worth, it's no use, have difficulty, there is no point, etc. For example, there is no point in taking vitamins if you lead a healthy life. So we see the expression there is no point and taking the ing form. We use again the ing form after the preposition to when the verbs and with the verbs and expressions as, for example, look forward to, it takes an ing form, even though it's got a to. Be used to or get used to, object to, or prefer doing something to doing something. Here is an example. Lisa prefers gardening to playing sports. We see we have to playing sports. The last one, we use the ing forms after prepositions. Here there is an example. How about going to the cinema? We see the preposition about and the ing going. Now here we have two other forms, the to infinitive and infinitive without to. What is a to infinitive? A to infinitive is a simple verb taking a to before of it, while infinitive without to is a simple verb without ing and without to. When do we use the to infinitive? Firstly, we use the to infinitive to express purpose. For example, she went to the market to buy vegetable. So this was her purpose, to buy vegetable. That's why she went to the market. We use the to infinitive after certain verbs such as want, agree, plan, refuse, decide, etc. Example, he plans to attract more visitors. We see the verb plan and the to infinitive behind it. 3. We use the to infinitive after some expressions, such as to tell you the truth, see, to tell you the truth, to sum up, to begin with, etc. 4. We use the to infinitive after adjectives. For example, I'm happy to be here, or yes, I'm happy to be here. The adjective is happy. We use the to infinitive after too and enough. John is too young to drive. You see the too young and to drive infinitive. And also, we use the to infinitive after verbs with would. I would love to go to the beach. So we have the would love to go to the beach. It's a to infinitive. Now let's move to the infinitives without to or bare infinitives. When do we use them? Firstly, we use them after modal verbs. For example, you should take up a sport. We don't say you should to take up or you should taking up. We say you should take up a sport. And secondly, we use the bare infinitive or infinitive without to after certain verbs such as let, make, hear, had better as a phrase, would rather, etc. For example, my parents never let me go out at night. So the verb is let and the bare infinitive is go. Now let's do some exercise together to practice the two infinitives and ing form. When do we use them? The first thing that we have to do is to identify the words that tells us which one to use. Let's start with the first one. Joy wants a school netball team. So we have the verb want, and we know that if there is the verb want, we say want to start. Can I eat? We have the modal verb can, and we use a bare infinitive. Can I join it? Dialogue 2. I must up a sport and increase my fitness. So the verb here is must. Again, it is a modal verb, and we use a bare infinitive. I must take. That's a good idea. You will some way to. You will, again, we have an auxiliary verb actually, and we use a bare infinitive. You will lose. 3. I'm not allowed part in the sports gala. So the expression is to be allowed, and it takes a to infinitive after it, and it's I'm not allowed to take part in a sports gala. You should, again we have a modal verb, which is should, and use a bare infinitive. You should talk to the headmaster. 4. Let's to the park. We have the verb let, and we use the bare infinitive. Let's go to the park and play football. I can't, I must. We have a modal verb. We use a bare infinitive again. I must buy new boots first. Number 5, do you enjoy swimming at the local pool? We have the verb enjoy, which expresses preferences, and we use an ing form. Do you enjoy going? Not really. I can't stand the children splashing, and we have the expression can't stand, and we use an ing form. Can't stand the children splashing and shouting. And the last one, we are so late, there is no point. We have the expression there is no point, and we use an ing form in living. And the last one, how about, we see that we have a preposition, and again we use an ing form. How about watching the game at my place then? Let's move on. Now there are some verbs in English that take both an ing form and to infinitive, but they differ in meanings. For example, she always remembers to do warm-up exercises before she goes jogging. They don't remember walking in such deep snow before. So in both sentences we have the verb remember, but in the first case we have the remember is followed by to infinitive, while in the second case it is followed by an ing form. In the first case, she remembers to do warm-up exercise. It means that she doesn't forget. While in the second case, they don't remember walking, meaning they don't recall. So in the first case, meaning is not forget. In the second is not recall. Let's do some exercises with this type of verbs. We are going to the second one. So we are going to put in the to infinitive or the ing form. So as you see, we have the same verb, forgot and forget. So this is past simple form, present simple form. Aaron forgot to take his vitamins. So this is the first one, and forget about going to the gym. In the first case, forgot means he didn't remember. So Aaron didn't remember to take his vitamins, while in the second case, it means don't think about it. Don't think about going to the gym. Next sentence. We have the verb remember. Daniel remembers his sports idol when he was younger. Remembers meeting. Andy didn't remember to buy tickets for the match. So the meaning changes in both sentences. In the first one, he recalls, while in the second, Andy didn't forget. Exercise sentence number 4. I will try, Ellen tries. So the verb is try. In the first case, it takes an to infinitive. Will try to think more positively from now on. While in the second, Ellen tried dieting and lost several pounds. So the meaning in the first sentence, the meaning is to make an effort. She tried hard. While in the second, she did it as an experiment. And the last, she used to play volleyball when she was in high school. This is a grammatical structure, used to do something. While in the second case, She's used to exercising at the weekend. Again, this is a grammatical structure. So these are different structures. She did this in the past while she's used to do this. In this slide, we will talk about tenses of the infinitive and the ing form. And as you can see in the table, we have the present form of the infinitive, which is play, which we already learned. And here we have the ing form, which is just an ing after the verb. The present continuous is to be playing the infinitive, while there is no form in the ing form. The present perfect is to have played, and here having played. Present perfect continuous is to have been playing of the infinitive, and here there is no form in the ing form. Let's do an exercise together. She has put on a lot of weight. So we use the verb here, and then we use one of the correct forms of the infinitives, or the ing forms. She seems to have put on weight, a lot of weight, which is a present perfect infinitive. The second, he's training hard. As we see, it is a verb in the present continuous, which means the infinitive should be in the present continuous. He appears to be training hard. To be training hard is a present continuous infinitive. Number 3, Anne plays squash on Sundays. We see that the verb plays is in the present simple, which means the infinitive or the ing form should be in the present simple. And it is, Anne enjoys playing squash on Sundays. Playing the present ing form. They usually win home matches. Again, the verb is win, which is present simple, which means the two infinitive or ing form should be in the present simple. And it means they tend to win matches. To win, the infinitive, present infinitive. Sentence number 5, they are sorry they have lost the match. The verb is have lost, which is present perfect, which means that two infinitive or ing form should be in the present perfect. They regret having lost the match. Having lost the match is the present perfect ing form. And the last sentence, he says he has been practicing for 4 months. The verb is has been practicing, present perfect continuous, and also the ing form or infinitive should be in the present perfect continuous. He claims to have been practicing 4 months. So it is to have been practicing, the two infinitive. For next time as a homework, you are going to complete these sentences. Think of your lifestyle. Complete the sentences so that they are true for you. Remember using the ing forms and the two infinitives correctly. That was all for today. Thank you.